and then the snowball began to build. Remember, I talk a lot about momentum. I call it the snowball effect. For those first 8 months, April through December, I was dialing, I was following up, I was working to buy houses. And that's why the next year I bought 50 houses, was because I was continuing all of that follow-up. And people I talked to the last half of the year before now was coming back, and their friends were coming back. And I was getting word-of-mouth referrals. And it really struck me because I was going and attempting to buy a lot of houses. And I was trying to buy my first house on Negley Avenue, Kevin, and which I've owned about 3 on that street since, I think. But I was trying to buy my first house on Negley Avenue, and we didn't come to terms. I met the guy. We had a great chat. And a few weeks later, a couple months later, I get a call from somebody. The seller on Negley that I was going to buy the house from's name was Andrew. And the seller calls me on another street over, and he goes, "I'm neighbors to Andrew," and told me his last name. I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I remember him. I looked at his house." And they said, "Yeah." They said, "We was thinking about selling to you, but we wasn't sure, we about the credibility and stuff of selling to you, but we talked to Andrew, and he said you was a really great guy." And so I realized at that moment that the 30 minutes I spent with Andrew at the house, that the 5-minute phone conversations I had where I parted ways as friends, where everything is building to the next thing. And that is where I really began to put that to work, and the snowball began to build. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills, and I sure didn't know how I was going to pay my program. But when I took the leap, everything for me changed. I'm so grateful that I took that leap, because looking back, I wonder how many millions it would have cost me had I not.